Welcome back to English Dialogue Corner, the podcast that helps you speak English more naturally and confidently. I'm your host, Avery.
And I'm Melody. It's great to have you with us. Today, we have a really practical episode for you. We're diving into the essential English phrases you'll actually use in everyday conversations.
Exactly. We're skipping the textbook jargon and focusing on real conversational English. Our goal is to give you the tools to handle almost any daily situation.
And remember, the best way to learn is by doing. So please don't just listen, repeat the phrases out loud with us. It makes a huge difference. Ready to start?
Let's do it. Our first section is all about greetings and small talk. These are the phrases you use when you first see someone.
Right. So instead of always saying, "How are you?" you can use something more casual and friendly, like, "How's it going?"
It's a great one. It sounds very natural. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. How's it going? Perfect. And a common response is, it's going well, thanks. Or just, good, you?
Another useful phrase for small talk is, "What have you been up to?" This is a friendly way to ask what someone has been doing recently.
It's more open-ended than, what did you do yesterday? Let's try it. Repeat after Melody. What have you been up to?
Great. You could answer with something like, "Oh, not much. Just been busy with work." Or, "I've been preparing for my exams."
Okay, moving on to our second section. Agreeing and disagreeing. This is key for any good conversation.
Absolutely. So if you really agree with someone, you can say, "I couldn't agree more." It's a strong way of saying you completely agree.
Right. For example, if someone says, this coffee is delicious, you could reply, I couldn't agree more. Let's practice. Repeat after me, I couldn't agree more.
Now, what about disagreeing politely? It can be tricky. A great phrase is, "I see your point, but..." This shows you've listened to their opinion before giving your own.
That's a very diplomatic approach. You could say, I see your point, but I think we should consider other options. Let's try that one. Repeat. I see your point, but...
And if you need to be a bit more direct, you can use, "I'm afraid I disagree." The phrase, "I'm afraid," softens the disagreement and makes it sound more polite.
Exactly. It's professional and clear. Let's try it. Repeat. I'm afraid I disagree.
Okay, you're doing great. Let's move to our third section, asking for help and clarification. It's perfectly okay to not understand something, and these phrases will help.
First up, if you need help with a task, you can ask, could you give me a hand? It's a common idiom that just means, can you help me?
Like, this box is heavy. Could you give me a hand? Let's practice that one. Repeat. Could you give me a hand?
Now, what if someone is explaining something and you get confused? A polite way to say you don't understand is, I'm not sure I follow.
That's much better than just saying, I don't get it. It invites the person to explain again. Try it with us. I'm not sure I follow.
And a great follow-up question is, could you elaborate on that? This asks the speaker to give more details or explain in a different way.
A very useful phrase for learners. Okay, let's practice. Repeat. Could you elaborate on that?
All right, time for section 4, making plans.
Yes, to start, you need to check if the other person is available. You can ask, "Are you free on Saturday?" or "Are you free next week?"
Simple and direct. Let's practice. Repeat. Are you free on Saturday?
Once you know they're free, you can suggest an activity with, "How about we?" For example, "How about we meet at the park?"
That's a great way to make a suggestion. Let's try it. Repeat after Melody. How about we meet at the park?
And finally, if you agree with the suggestion, a perfect natural response is, "Sounds like a plan." It's a friendly way to confirm.
I use that one all the time. Okay, let's practice the confirmation. Repeat. Sounds like a plan.
Excellent work. Now for the fun part. In our final section, we're going to have an extended conversation practice. Avery and I will have a dialogue using many of the phrases we just learned.
That's right. Listen closely to how the phrases connect to create a natural conversation. I'll start. Hey, Melody, how's it going?
Hey, Avery, it's going well. What have you been up to?
Not too much, just working on a new project. It's a bit challenging. Speaking of which, are you free this afternoon? I need to figure out this new software and thought you might know it. Could you give me a hand?
Oh, I have a meeting soon. How about we meet after lunch, say around 3 p.m.?
Sounds like a plan. It's about the data visualization feature. The tutorial says to use the pivot function, but I think the merge function is better for this task.
I see your point, but the pivot function is usually more efficient for that kind of summary.
Really? I'm not sure I follow. Could you elaborate on that when we meet?
Of course, I'll show you. I think you'll find it saves a lot of time. In fact, I couldn't agree more with the tutorial on this one.
Okay, you've convinced me to give it another try. Thanks, Melody. See you at 3.
And that's a wrap. Did you hear how we used phrases for greeting, making plans, disagreeing, and asking for clarification all in one short chat?
That's the magic of these phrases. They are the building blocks of conversation. Great job keeping up today. A quick recap of what we learned. Greetings like, how's it going? Phrases for agreeing and disagreeing politely.
Ways to ask for help, like, could you give me a hand? And language for making plans, such as, are you free? And sounds like a plan.
Your homework is to try using at least one of these phrases today. The more you use them, the more natural they will become.
We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell us which phrase from today's episode you're going to practice first. And don't forget to subscribe to English Dialogue Corner for more practical lessons.